Welcome everybody to Ballers and Briefs, Week 17 DFS and Fantasy Football Outlook.
Let's go.
We are live. NFL is live.
It's going crazy.
It's just fantasy football. It's coming to a head, and it is insanity right now. Literally, Denver just scored. They confirmed a touchdown, and they went. It's going. This Denver-Cincinnati game is going into overtime.
I was wondering if they make the decision to go for two there, but I guess with a rookie quarterback, you don't want to put not the whole season on the line, but with playoffs on the line, I guess you decide to kind of just run the full thing out, going to OT.
I know it's a little bit scary. Like, I don't know what you do there, but you hoping that you get the ball. I mean, there's 8 seconds left for Joe Burrow to drive down the field, but we've seen crazier things happen.
13 seconds.
Yeah, they just went ahead and took it to overtime. So that's Phil will be joining us in just a little bit. I think he's having a little technical difficulties getting in with us, but yeah. So it's tonight's show. It's gonna be a little bit different because we've had so many games already played since Wednesday.
A little bit shorter.
Yeah, not a whole lot on tomorrow's docket, but it's a very important week for everybody in fantasy football. So
there are some championships going on this week, I believe, right? And then
the
rest will finish up. But some people don't do that last week, so
I'm pretty sure it's probably somewhere in the 95%. No one is insane enough to do shit like we do and go all the way to week 18. I mean, with shit that it's not.
It's so hard to predict a little bit when you got players not playing and then teams already decided. So then it kind of messes it up a little bit, makes it a little bit funky towards the end.
It's ultimate chess and checkers right now with the fact of trying to move those last pieces and watching these games and making sure, okay, well, am I going to get this guy? There he is. What's up?
In the building.
I see you out there. Just
the slick back
and the bling bling.
Respect.
We can't hear you. So but yeah, you look I see you with the
Dapper Dan.
Yeah, he it must have been a Christmas present, ultimate Christmas present right there. So
respect that.
Still can't hear you.
Respect the ice.
Yeah, but no, I can't. I mean, well, Chase Brown, for my own sake, he got hurt on that drive and he was sliding down at the 1 yard line
But I wonder, because he was walking around though on the sideline again, so I wonder if it was just a quick. He might have just cramped it.
I hope that they win this game. I hope they win this game, and it propels me into next week. So,
coming down to the wire there a little bit in the playoffs, but definitely got the W last week, and then we'll see what happens this week and the following week and go from there.
For the fans out there, it is possible that you see the Ballers and Briefs Bowl for the championship next week. So we will keep y'all posted on that. So
I promise we didn't rig this. It's not rigged.
Not rigged.
We didn't set it up that way. It's a 14-man league full of ballers. I promise you.
Maintenance. It's a lot of maintenance we've done this season.
Yo.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you now, buddy.
Man, I can't get this mic to work, so I'm gonna have to use these.
We can hear you. Did you buy a new mic?
I had the whole thing going.
Whoa.
Man.
Okay.
It's not working on here.
Oh, it might be muted on the mic. There's a button, probably a mute button on the mic that wasn't on.
I don't know I don't know, dude. It's not working.
It's outside of that, I think, but we'll fix it up. I think
yeah,
I'll have to mess with it another time because I'm already late. So
it's all right. It's all right. No, wait, hey, I'm just over here geeking about this Denver and Cincinnati game going into overtime. Like it's
Yeah, I've been watching it, dude. I got
Do you
this
guys
parlay
play?
and
Have
I
you guys
need to.
played any thing today for these slates or the games that are going on currently, or the one after this one?
Yeah, I was in the money, but now this game pushed me
your
out.
boy went Marvin Mims as this Denver receiver today,
That's
and Marvin
huge.
Mims with 2 tutties.
I went Lad
Good call.
McConkey, which popped off, but
Yeah.
unfortunately I had Drake May. So
I have McConkey. All that I've had play so far is Dobbins, McConkey, Mims, Disley. I got Chase Brown and the Chargers defense. So Disley's has been the Disley Drizzly shits for me. That's who's keeping me out of the money right now. But I still have Kyler, Kyron, and MHJ left to go in the final game. So fingers crossed.
Yep.
I need 21 more yards thrown for Bo Nix, and I need a Cade York field goal, and I hit a big parlay. So it's overtime's huge for me.
Yeah, that actually might happen.
Very, very possible.
Yeah.
I can tell you one thing. The Cash lineup has been weird so far, though. Like Cash, all this ownership was there, but the guys that usually it's like this week was like the guys that you didn't pay up for on this weird 3-game slate here are the ones that like GPP type guys you want to pay up for are not the cash plays today. So it's weird. Freaking Joe Burrow spinning.
We got your question towards the end, but I will say that a good chunk of those players are on the slate for today. So you'll hear us talking about a good chunk of them. But then our guy Phil will come through and give you that nice sound DFS lineup advice as well. So just hang with us, though. We got you.
Yo, yeah, definitely. We will speak directly on at least half of the people on your lineup there. So
yeah,
just hang in with theirs. And also, is that a DraftKings or a FanDuel lineup? Just so that we know.
Yep.
So we can kind of pop into the first game we have on the slate if you guys are ready. Oh, or quick thoughts about the games we've seen so far in the week. My Texans are ass. We're going to be the first. I'm going to say that we're going to be the first team out of the playoffs. We're the worst team going into playoffs. I'm just going to be honest with you now. We suck. We're done.
It's hard without your top 2 receivers, though. I know a lot of people have been clowning on Stroud. I recently seen a couple of memes where, the sophomore slump memes and just kind of clowning on them a little bit. But you guys still got 9 wins in the NFL. I give them credit, man. That's not a sophomore slump to me at all. But it's hard to do anything in the NFL if you don't got receivers. It just doesn't work that way unless you're Tom Brady, I guess.
It's bad. We looked terrible. That game last night, Cincinnati and Chicago, sucks. Caleb Williams is dog shit. I'm gonna be honest. That's a guy who will be on my, as Phil always does the Trevor Lawrence thing. Caleb Williams is gonna be my Trevor Lawrence going forward because that dude, he can't win me shit. Like I put so much stock in every time I give him an extra chance. And dude doesn't do shit for me when I need him to. And he just, I don't know. And I don't like his demeanor. Like, I think that's my biggest thing. I feel even last season, Bryce Young was getting his ass beat every week, week after week after week after week. He didn't ever look like he was whining coming off the field. He just like took his ass whooping and went with it, right? And then they benched him this season after he took his ass whooping so long. He comes back and he's a new guy. It's a brand new Panthers team, right? But
it really is.
They've really only had one bad game since he's come back. I mean, they've lost a bunch of them, but they played really close games with really good teams. But Caleb Williams, dude, just looks like he's like, I don't know, like, like the coach's kid on a peewee football team, and he ain't getting the play. He ain't making big plays and big splash plays. And dude is like butthurt every time something doesn't go his way. And he looks so terrible out there. So that dude's about to be on. I ain't drafting his ass ever again until he shows me something. It just pissed me off, dude. Like that showdown was awful. So, oh no, Kansas City looks really good. They might win another Super Bowl, and that's just kind of flipped the page on to another NFL season after that. So, but we can pop in onto the first game on the docket for tonight, and that is good old the Bills, right?
The Bills and the Jets.
Yeah.
They yet to have done anything with Davante Adams.
He's been killing it though. Like he's been their wide receiver 1, but he's questionable.
Yeah. And they haven't been doing shit outside of that. They're not winning games.
No, obviously they're not. No, but not. They're eliminated from the playoffs. This is just Aaron Rodgers just out here just trying to ruin people's parties at this point.
Playing for your jobs at this point.
Yeah, I mean, literally, they all are auditioning for a new GM, a new coach, and all this kind of shit going in the next season. And him and Davante Adams, Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams have big contracts that the Jets could offload coming into the season. So, oh yeah, I probably agree with that very much. Jables, like literally saying that Aaron Rodgers going for 500 touchdowns. Hell yeah, he is. And Davante Adams wants to be that guy that he gets that with, and I don't blame him. But a little bit of injury news. Obviously, like I said, Davante Adams is questionable with a hip injury. Tony Adams, their safety, questionable with an ankle injury. Michael Carter, the second, their nickel corner, questionable with a back. Leaky Fotu, their defensive tackle, out. Sauce Gardner, questionable with a hammy. Braden McGregor, defensive end, questionable with an ankle. Morgan Moses, their left tackle, questionable with right tackle, excuse me. Questionable with a knee. Hassan Reddick, defensive tackle, questionable with a neck. So, like, their team's beat up. Quentin Williams, questionable with a hamstring, and Greg Zuerlein, they might get back their kicker with that left leg injury. And then for the Bills, the clone formerly known as DeMar Hamlin, questionable with a rib injury. Their other safety, Cam Lewis, questionable with a shoulder. Their other safety, the third safety, Taylor Rapp, questionable with a neck injury. And then Curtis Samuel, questionable with a rib injury. So, so this team is pretty beat up.
Question is, are they going to bench
Josh Allen?
I mean, before or after a big lead?
I think that he gets benched probably quicker than what you would think he does, just for the simple fact of the matter is it doesn't really matter if the Jets win or beat the Bills or not. The Bills can't go anywhere. I think that I believe that I don't know if are the Bills locked into the number 2 seed Bills locked. I think they can't obviously go into anything higher than the 2 seed, but if they win, they lock in the number 2 seed. But if they get out in front, I think Josh Allen he'll probably come out earlier. Yeah, Jables, that's very plausible as well. He might come out at the half, especially if they're up and they're out in front.
Well, in the last matchup, the Bills won 23-20. So I guess that's where they're getting Vegas is getting the 46 points from. I could kind of see this one basically playing in the same, kind of close to a little bit over that. So I definitely see the over in this matchup, regardless of Allen or plays or not. I just think that this lends to more of a pass-friendly game. The Jets are actually top 15 against the rush. So it kind of makes me wonder about James Cook in this matchup tomorrow. But as far as for the passers, the receivers, Coleman, Shakir, those are sort of the options that I'm looking at, and then also Wilson. But without Adams, you definitely feel strongly about Wilson. He's had 4 games with multiple targets in those games, 10, 6, 7 on the target share. So he's definitely being a part of the game plan. He would definitely be even more, just like Jables was saying. Rodgers is playing for history a little bit, so they should be airing it a little bit more.
Looking at, there's a little bit of a chance of rain tomorrow. during the game time. So it'd be around 45 to 46 degrees during game time. Maybe
I'm gonna keep it real, dude. I don't like playing games where there's potential for people to be benched or pulled. I mean, I think it's a risk reward situation. Like you play Allen and he pops off, then you got a big reward on a big risk. I'd rather fade him and hope that he comes in for like a quarter and then they pull him out. I mean, same for like their other starters. Like Khalil Shakir has a solid matchup here. They allow the second most fantasy points per game to the slot. So, but if they're up, they're 10-point favorites, right? So if they're up, do they keep people like him in?
Yeah.
And if they pull Allen, does he still have that same value, right? Probably not. So I'd rather not touch anybody from this game. The Jets suck. I mean, Adams has been eaten. You can go Adams, but my thing with Rodgers is, I've said it a bunch of times on this show, is my man is one of the slowest play callers in the league. He's known for it. Green Bay used to have the lowest snaps per game than any team because he snaps the fucking ball on 1 second every single play. He doesn't do hurry up offense unless he has to. And lately they just been eating clock. I think the last week they played the Rams, right?
Yeah,
and they literally they went through an entire quarter. They ate half the quarter, and the Rams ate half the quarter. I don't like no fantasy value from Rodgers ever, dude, ever. He's one of those, Trevor Lawrence plays for me. Like I'm never gonna play him, but I mean he's way better than Trevor Lawrence. I don't play Trevor Lawrence because he sucks. I don't play Aaron Rodgers because his snap count per game is fucking low. So I personally wouldn't touch this game.
I mean, it's just it has the Bills with the highest team total. I think that this ends up playing like this could reach that total, and it's because the Jets play higher than what they're projected, and the backups for the Bills are just out there playing to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Keep it going. Like, this is Ray Davis. This is our man, the mad scientist, the no shoe wearing Mac Hollins. Dudes. I get like dudes like that. And this game, I don't think that if you're playing this game, this is a game. And Phil, tell me if I'm wrong. I know you say you don't like playing this game, but if you're getting exposure to this game, I would get exposure to this game in like 100, like 150 max type tournaments, and you're playing guys that could come in and blow up because no one else has them because they're playing all the starters who are going to get benched, right? Is that?
Yeah, to be honest, man, if you're playing 150 max, I might play the backup to Allen.
That's what I'm saying. Mitch Trubisky. That's what I'm saying. Mitch Trubisky, or
I play him.
Ray Davis, the backup to James Cook, or
yeah, definitely play him because he's been scoring with fucking Cooks in. So
Cade York just missed your field goal, by the way.
Oh my god!
In overtime, and the Denver Broncos get the ball back.
I think I needed that though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Bo Nix threw the yards I needed. He didn't. He's only got 220. I need 238. So I need him to throw 18 yards, turnover. That York.
No, one more interception.
Yeah, I need that. Give me 18 yards. So that's a good thing. Let's go.
But so yeah, I know. I mean, this is possible. Like I said, this is deep in the pockets type guys. I don't even know if it gets to 28, if they get the highest team total of the 28, it's because that this is just a runaway game, and then they put in people, and it's just, for my sake, pull Josh Allen after the first quarter, so I can go ahead and just coast on into the playoff, into the championship, right? So
gotta put it in the universe.
I think the Bills win this, but I think the Jets cover. I think they cover 10 points because the Bills pull people and they don't really care.
I'm gonna go under, and I'm gonna go Jets. I'm gonna go opposite.
Okay.
Just because I think Jets are gonna play Jets football. Devontae Adams is gonna eat. Like he said, Aaron Rodgers is looking for his fucking 500 TD. They're gonna be the Jets out there. The Bills are not gonna be the Bills out
I
there.
think Brees Hall might have a strong outing because the Bills suck at the run defense.
Yeah, they do. So, like I said, the Jets are not looking to bench anybody. They're not
Yeah.
preparing for after postseason. They're just going to be the Jets. The Bills are going to be a completely different team.
Yeah.
They might be the Bills for the first quarter, or not even that. They just might not even be the Bills at all. And everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
Fucking
that's
up
what I'm
my
saying. You get it. You got to get exposure to the Jet side of the ball here if you're gonna do it. And that's what I said. And if you're gonna do Bills players, I think it's just you're reaching deep in the bag and hoping that you pull out a backup who comes in late. So
I hope not, dude. I need 18 yards from Bo Nix and a Cade York field goal.
It's 2.5 minutes, and it's possible, Jables. It's possible.
I'll hit like a 9 or 10 leg parlay if that happens, dude.
I mean, anybody else that's watching, this is we're live and NFL is live, and this usually doesn't happen, so it's kind of throwing us off right now. And this is a damn good game, so I wish this game would have been on the slate because this is a great game to be hitting at right now. So
dude, my shit went down. Did he lose yards now? Now I need 20 passing yards for him instead of 18.
3rd and 9 right now. So let's hope. Let's hope here.
Get an 18-yard or 21-yard pass right here, and then a fumble in the next play. Cade York field goal. GG.
So
I'm not gonna lie. I had a bet earlier. I had Gibson over 30 rush yards because I was like, "Oh, I got news. He's gonna start," which he didn't. That news was bullshit. My man had 6 yards going into the 4th quarter and finished with like 70. I was like, "Big win, baby, big win." Just gotta ask for it. I'm about to get it right here. Get these 21 yards and then a field goal.
What was you about to say, Brad?
I like the Jets in this matchup as well. I think that just like Phil was saying, I just think they got a little bit more to play for. History. I see them airing it out too tomorrow on their side. I'm more than running it.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll be the odd man out. So we can hop on over. I mean, since we only have 3 games on the slate, we can bounce around to other shit after we hit these 3. So the next game is one I'm actually kind of interested in. The last game's the most interesting one, but this one's really interesting to me because the Bucs have so much to play for. They're playing for their playoff destiny right here. They need a win, and then they need an Atlanta loss. So, and it's possible that Atlanta loses because they're playing the Commanders. So on Sunday night. So it's a 28-point team total. So the Bucs have that the highest team total on the slate, just like the Bills, but they're not pulling anybody. There ain't no way they're pulling anybody.
No, not unless unless like 40-3, which it ain't gonna be, dude. New Carolina has been making it interesting.
And I mean, Jabel's here talking about his DFS lineup here is a little Bryce Young driven, brand new Bryce Young. It's good. He's got a good matchup. The Bucs are terrible against the.
They've given up the 2nd most fantasy points per game to the quarterback. Yep. So Bryce Young is solid start right there.
I mean, that's
I think that there was a guy last week who actually commented and said he had the Panthers over the Cardinals, and I just didn't see it at the time because I felt that the Cardinals had something to play for. But it seems like the Panthers are playing strong with down the stretch here, just like playing spoiler a little bit. So this matchup, I think, may actually play under the 48. The Bucs have won the last 3 matchups against the Panthers, which kind of throws a wrench in things. Is the Hubbard going out on IR because now you're limited on your options on what you're going to do for the Panthers. But
and give you a little injury information here. Obviously, okay, so Jadeveon Clowney is questionable, and these are for the Panthers. Cam Gill, linebacker, questionable. J.C. Horn, corner, doubtful. Chuba Hubbard, questionable. So he must have just went on IR today. They put him on IR today.
I believe I just saw that he went on IR. He missed the last.
Josie Jewell, the Panthers' #1 linebacker, out with a concussion. Xavier Legette, questionable with a hip injury. Damian Lewis, guard, questionable with an ankle injury. Taylor Moton, their other tackle, doubtful. Ashawn Robinson, questionable. Shao Smith-Wade, out with a chest injury. And DJ Wanham, linebacker, questionable. And then for the Bucks, KJ Britt, linebacker, questionable. Depth wide receiver Cameron Johnson, questionable with the ankle. No Cade Otton, no Sterling Shepard, no Antoine Winfield, and a questionable Jordan Whitehead. So this is going to be the opportunity of Bryce Young's lifetime to throw the ball deep against nobodies. It's going to be
maybe that's why Vegas sees the 48 points then.
Zion McCollum and nobody else. That's it. So, yeah. I think there'll be absolutely no defense played in this ball game.
It's possible.
It just looks ugly. I don't really know if the guy on the screen here, Mike Evans,
he crushed last time he played.
I was gonna say Baker Mayfield is probably a great play here, but that dude is the second highest owned quarterback on the slate. And it's for good damn reason because one, there's really not a lot of games, but Baker Mayfield been out here dealing.
I can give you reason to fade him. The run game for Bucks. Bucky and Rashad White could eat in this game because Carolina allows most fantasy points per game in any team and the most rush yards. So if you're looking for a game where Baker is high owned and you want leverage off of him, the running backs, pick one. It sucks because it's kind of split back there.
I agree with Phil there. Irving had 25 carries for 152 yards in the last matchup against the Panthers. And I know that the teams like to basically look at that old film and kind of see what worked in the last matchup. I see them, as Phil said, go back to that in this matchup as well, try to run the ball, kind of bleed the clock and get the W. That's also I kind of think that the 48's a little high, but
that's why I like the Bryce Young side of this, right? So it's leverage off of Baker, and then you can play the running back for Bucks as a bring back to the stack. So it looks like he did that. Bryce Young with Bucky.
Yeah.
And then he stacked McMillan, but I don't see Evans in there.
Yeah, he went Young. He didn't. You don't have a Jables. We'll just go ahead and talk about it, Connor, because this is DFS and it's a little bit different than kind of question that we usually get. Usually our questions are more season long kind of, and that's what we talk about at the end. But this one in particular, you have Bryce Young, but you don't have him paired with anybody. You have two bringbacks on the other side. So that's
the McMillan play may work out though. He's had 3+ games, 15+ fantasy points, 6 receptions in the last couple of games. So I mean that could work. If you're sort of thinking maybe kind of leverage off of Evans, which is of course another strong play because he had one of his best fantasy performances as well against the Panthers. So, but if you want to kind of get off that, get different, I could see the McMillan play. But watch out also for Jalen Coker. I know he didn't play in the last matchup, but he had a big game, 6 for 110 yards and 1 touchdown against the Dallas Cowboys. And so I know that the big guy on the screen there, Thielen, is definitely going to get his work and his targets, which is he's done the last 4 games. But if you want to kind of get different, kind of get off of that, that would be a receiver who has he's able to kind of get above and get behind the defense, more of a faster sort of boom player.
Yeah, I noticed that he's running Bryce Young naked. So,
he said it's in cash. He said it's cash, not GPP.
Oh, I gotta look at ownership. Then that's how I do that. But
I mean, the ownership.
If you want some tips for swapping it to GPP, like run it in cash and then change it to GPP, I think still got a good start. Bryce Young, Bucky, I would keep. Saquon, I would keep. Instead of McMillan, maybe put Evans, and then a Thielen in there instead of somebody else.
McMillan's 14%.
Thielen last time they played caught 8 passes for 99 yards and a touchdown. So
18% owned. He's the third highest owned wide receiver on the slate. BTJ, I see BTJ in there for his lineup too, and he's the highest
game is
owned on
just
the slate.
all the chalk, dude. I'm looking at it. So
Yeah.
Coker is probably your leverage. Yeah, Legette's super leverage, but he's questionable.
Yeah, I don't trust him. I like Brad's play at Coker instead because Coker he's been stepping up. Higgins walk-off touchdown. Sorry, Jables, that didn't help you any at all.
Didn't help
Sorry,
me.
Phil. Sorry, Phil needed
it. Damn.
I'll take those points for Burrow for my fantasy league. Thank you, Burrow.
That's 3 touchdowns for Higgins today, dude.
Yeah,
I had
didn't play him in my
Chase Brown and Jamar Chase is both anytime touchdowns, and it went all to Higgins.
I got off of Chase because of the Pat Surtain shit, but
yeah,
he wasn't covering
like
that
they
much.
did too.
So,
I mean, even heard the commentators say, and when they threw the Higgins the first time, they're like, "That's a good spot if you want to get away from Pat Surtain." Like, yeah, easy.
Yeah, well, this is a good thought. Like he wants to get him in there because he's playing for the $3 million. So,
dude, that was the game to stack.
Sorry to hit out on Jables. I hate when that happens, man. Hate that.
Dude, Burrow almost has 40 fantasy points on DK. Higgins has 44. Mims has 33. Just playing those 3 people has more points than my single entry.
Yeah.
Sick.
I knew Mims was gonna go off for some reason. That's why I played him. But
that was a great call, man. Great call.
I
wasn't thinking that. I was thinking Sutton maybe with Franklin.
I played Sutton.
Yeah.
He didn't eat major, but
I wanted to I faded Sutton for your benefit, Bradley, because you were playing him in season long. And I'm like, I need to see Brad. We need to see each other in the playoffs. I need to see him in the final.
Didn't want to put it in the universe.
Yes. No, I didn't need him to go anywhere. So, but no. So this game, I really like Thielen and Mike Evans in this. I mean, especially I know they're both like cash plays because they're both the highest owned, like 2 of the 3 highest owned on the slate. But I feel like they're worth it because they're not expensive. Like Justin Jefferson's sitting here at 8,300 and he's the 4th highest owned, and I feel like that could change tomorrow, so I don't dislike it.
I do like Evans as well. I worry with the matchup with Thielen just again because kind of losing a strong running game kind of hurts him a little bit from the passing perspective because they can kind of key on him a little bit more. That's why I was kind of thinking maybe go away from him, but I think he still get his catches. But I'm just not sure how much of a sort of a breakout performance he'll have.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see. Yeah, Calf. I don't even know who's going to run the ball for the damn Panthers.
Is it Blackshear? Is he the backup?
Good value. Your value. Hubbard was eating behind that line, dude.
I mean, just because they just give it to him. Yeah, Raheem Blackshear is the Mike Boone, our old guy Mike Boone. I saw out there last week or 2 weeks ago when I had.
He's still going.
Oh, Mike Boone. Didn't we know somebody that went to school with Mike Boone, Phil? We knew somebody back in the day, like Discord, that went to school with Mike Boone, maybe.
We had quite a few people in the law school that knew athletes, dude, so it wouldn't put it past me.
I swear we knew somebody that knew Mike Boone, maybe somebody from the Discord chat or something like that. But anyways, but yeah. I think the Bucks win this because they had the most play for. I like Baker Mayfield a lot in this spot. I just feel like that Baker Mayfield knows what he needs to get his team to wins. But like Phil said, the running backs here, it's possible that both of them eat though. And that's what scares me about them is that are both of them going to eat? And I feel like they've kind of been doing that.
They could both eat, but not be enough to win a GPP.
Yeah.
And it's also enough to crush Baker in all of GPP. So I like the Carolina side. But on the flip side, you eat chalk, and there's a high chance that Baker does shit all over Carolina. Like you said,
what about Jatavion Sanders or Tommy Tremble, the tight ends for Carolina here? Because
sneaky play,
like,
if you need a tight end.
Because I want to say that Sanders was that the game the last time that they played Jatavion Sanders. I can't even spell that dude's name. Is it J apostrophe?
I'm about to look at
Maybe go by last name.
So Sanders on the field last week, 57% of the snaps. Trimble was on 75% of the snaps. Sanders had 0 receptions, and Trimble had 11.5% of the receptions. Targets. I mean, so it looks like Trimble's the guy, not Sanders.
Okay. I was just thinking, like, I was trying to remember, like, okay, Sanders were hurt when they played the last time. It was against New Orleans is when he went off. But I was just thinking, like, did Tommy Tremble go off then? Because I swear to God, one of them damn tight ends scored against Tampa. Yeah, it was Tommy Tremble. He went 5 for 8 for 77 yards against Tampa Bay. Tommy Tremble. So, I mean, that's 13 points.
Might be a different play.
And he's what? It's 13 is definitely value for, I bet, what he cost. A whole like 3,200. And you don't have Kate Otten on the other side of the ball. And then you're not paying up for, I don't know. You're paying up. I mean, TJ Hawkinson will be in the next game we talk about. He's like 4,500, but he's the highest owned at 18%. And you get Trimble down here, and he's like 1% owned. So
yeah, I feel like the tight end matchup is a little bit more. Maybe we'll talk more about it in the Packers Vikings, but I would think that the Packers defense would be a little bit more formidable. I might want to grab a tight end out of this Buccaneers Panthers matchup. Might be a little bit more friendly, probably cost friendly too. Go bigger somewhere else.
What's that? Payne Durham is the other tight end for the Bucks, and I think that dude was catching last week quite a few when Kate Otten was out as well. I mean, he didn't blow up. I don't think he got in the end zone, but he was another one of those guys that I thought I was like, Durham. Is that the old Dolphins guy? And I'm like, no, that was Durham Smythe. This is Payne Durham. This is a different guy. So I'm like, who was he like last week? I mean, yeah. Payne Durham against Dallas had five receptions on 7 targets for 29 yards. That's 7.9 points. It's kind of him working him into the offense, right? So, I mean, he's not taking the Kate Otten type numbers, but it's just one of those worth kind of throwing shit at a wall to see if it sticks in like a deeper tournament if you're trying to get exposure to the tight end here. But yeah, like Phil says, this might be a Bryce Young stack and then bring it back with a either a Mike Evans or one of the Tampa running backs. I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks for sure.
Bucks as well.
Yeah, and I think they covered too. I think that they beat the Panthers by that, like at least by it says 8. I think so, for sure. Now, this game is pretty damn interesting because it's for kind of a lot of marbles. I mean, like literally, the Vikings have a path to the number 1 seed still in the NFC. Packers plan is keep their seeding up and down in the playoffs, and the Vikings still playing for the NFC North. They win this, the NFC North and the number 1 seed because are up for grabs next week because they have a better chance of if they win out, they'll have more wins than the Lions will. So or more wins than the Eagles will. So like the Vikings can still get the number 1 seed if they win this game and then beat the Lions next week, and the Lions, even if the Lions win both or win this week. So obviously you guys see that both of the running backs here on the screen are it. But I mean, Josh Jacobs against the Vikings last time he was okay.
I don't think he did very well.
11. Yeah. That was in week 4 when the Vikings defense was just totally.
They've
throttling.
maintained that though against the run. They haven't maintained that against the pass, but against the run, they're like 3rd, dude. So that score last time was high, 31-29, something like that. So I look for that same shit. Same pass. Vikings are playing for something. Is Green Bay still playing for something?
Yeah, I mean they're playing for playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So could be a shootout. I don't like Jacobs in this game. That's just me though. For that price, I like Jacobs. He's been feasting, but 8,100. He needs 32 points. He's not getting that against Minnesota. It's not happening.
Yeah,
that's an easy fade.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying that it's like he was okay. I don't think that you risk your money on that when you could play it somewhere else. But
for my fantasy this season, I need a strong performance. Go Jacobs. But I definitely from a daily fantasy, as Phil was saying, if you're needing that ×4 value, it's hard to see 32 against the Vikings defense. I just don't see that game plan as being successful to win, especially in the playoffs. I see them kind of putting the ball more in Jordan Love's hands a little bit more than they have in the past, and being able to kind of get points from the pass game. Excuse me. But the 48.5 again. I know I'm always saying it, but division. You know, these division matchups where they played each other already. Sometimes they tend to play a little bit lower. I'm not sure on the 48.5 amount.
Is that week 4? What was the score? What was the score of the last matchup? I want to see. Week 4. It went the last game went to 60.
Did it?
So it was 31-29 in Green Bay. So at that point, Vikings were still 4-0, and that matchup, Josh Jacobs went 9 carries, 51 yards. So again, like you said, it wasn't anything to write home about. But Jaden Reed went 7 receptions for 139 yards and a touchdown, and then Tavion Wicks 5 receptions for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then, as you guys were alluding to, tight ends, Tucker Kraft. I think that's when Tucker Kraft kind of jumped on the scene this season. 6 receptions for 53 yards and a tutty. So, there's that.
Of course, you're gonna get. You're gonna play your Jefferson. You have to, no matter what.
6 for 85 for a touchdown.
But Jordan Addison did have three receptions for 72 yards and a touchdown in the last matchup. He's had 2 games where he's actually had over 30 plus fantasy points. If you're looking for sort of a boom player that may not be as expensive, this guy has shown that he has had success against the Packers in the past. That could be repeat success tomorrow.
Yeah, Green Bay is your leverage for sure off the Bucs game. Every single wide receiver on that team has a good matchup because Minnesota allows the most fantasy points per game to them. So, and they're all owned. Dontavian Wicks 7%, Watson 6%, Reed 6%, Dubes 6%. Like you're not gonna find better leverage. The problem is figuring it out. Which one is it gonna be?
So here is the big picture. And this is specifically aimed at Phil. Okay. No Jair Alexander. None. No Jair Alexander. Javon Bullard. There are safeties.
Jefferson eats. Jefferson. He scored last time they played.
Yeah, him
he
and
didn't
Addison
get you-
both.
He didn't get you value though. He only had like 20 fantasy points. Dude costs 9,000 every week. So 20 fantasy points is enough to get you there in cash. It's not enough to get you there in GPP. You're gonna need like 32 to 36.
So the leverage off of him or the price adjustment is the Jordan Addison play. It's got to be right. So
correct, but I don't think they need to go there, dude. No Jair. That says Jefferson. It's gonna be one of those games where you're like, you play Addison, and you're like,
gritty.
throwing the ball to Jefferson every damn play. Every play, dude. Just
Andre
Jefferson.
Dillard tackle out. Tyron Hopper linebacker questionable.
I think you have to play Justin Jefferson in this.
Quay Walker linebacker out. Christian Watson questionable with a knee, so just throw him in the bin because he's going to be useless. Evan Williams safety out, and then for the Vikings, Fabian Monroe cornerback is out, and then Ivan Pace, one of their number one linebackers, is questionable with a hammy, but he was a full go, so they don't have anything significant for them. So, man, this fucking dude, like.
With no Watson, though, it at least kind of eliminates one of the receivers out of the equation. So, but again, I know you even said it. Wicks had, I think he had even almost 13 targets in the last matchup. So, he seemed to have gotten a lot of targets and a lot of looks in that last matchup, which would probably lead more to him being the go-to receiver for tomorrow. But again, I think you already said it. What was it, Tucker Kraft? Don't forget about your tight end here in this matchup again if you want to get a little different.
I just hate that the Packers they don't ever key in, like, really they don't have a number one. They just have a bunch of number twos. I don't know, Nick. I don't really know. I really don't know. What's the?
I'll tell you what I would never want to do is duo Q with Tommy Recklinski. I'll never want to do that.
But Jaden Reed is the one that they've been. I guess you'd say if they have to pick a number one, it's him. But he just goes away too much. Like, dude has a couple back-to-back bangers, and then or enough to get you some value, and then disappears when they need him the most.
Classic boom bust.
He had 27 fantasy points against Green Bay last time. And then he's come off of 2 games of 11.1 points, but against Detroit in week 14, he had 0. Like, one
Addison?
target. Jaden Reed is what I'm talking about.
Reed.
Yeah. So it's like the division he's like
hit or miss, dude. He's
subpar in.
He's the definition of Millie Maker winner, dude. He has no floor but a high ceiling. That's definition of a Millie Maker win. Why? Because no one's gonna play him because they're scared of his 0.
Yes.
And that's what wins tournaments, is the risk of playing somebody that could get you a 0 or that could get you 30 fucking points. That's Jaden Reed.
Now, which quarterback you like here? Obviously, Sam Darnold is the highest owned quarterback on the slate.
Dude's red hot, man. He's jogging.
How far we come.
He playing for a contract.
Am I in the multiverse or something? What was he saying? Darnold's the highest owned quarterback on the slate. What a year.
12%, man. And that's not a ton, but like this
enough
is Sam Darnold. This is Sam Darnold.
I also have Jefferson and Jacobs, and I'm just gonna have to just hope, for a solid performance out of Jacobs tomorrow, maybe a 1-yard touchdown somewhere along the lines. But as we were saying earlier, there is no Jair Alexander. There's no Jair Alexander on the other side. So Justin Jefferson might be a stronger play than what he would have been before without that number one cornerback on the other side.
That's the reason everybody's saying Darnold hot, man. The dude's red hot. There's nobody out there that can stop Jefferson. So you play Darnold and just watch him throw touchdowns.
Let's go, Nessa.
Let's go.
In the championship. Nessa in the championship. So
Mother hear that.
Get it. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, but I mean, you got TJ Hawkinson here as the highest owned tight end as well, like I said.
Easy fade. My man is subpar this season, to say the least.
He's had the last 4 games consistently about 5 to 6 targets. Maybe those translate into a big performance, but I
Green Bay will give him that too. They'll give him 5 catches tomorrow. But like, are they going to be 5 catches for 20 yards? No touchdown.
Exactly.
Like, oh, tight. And the dude's 20% owned.
He's averaging 9. He's averaging 9 fantasy points a game. Like
by far the highest
That's
owned tight end tomorrow. It's an easy fade, dude.
Like I don't. It's not.
Give me my man Chig on Conquo that was in dude's lineup earlier that he posted in here. Yeah, give me Chig. All the marbles tomorrow, man. Against the Jags.
We've historically been horrible against the tight end, so I mean I wouldn't be shocked.
That is for sure. 7th most fantasy points per game to the tight end. But he's been eating lately, so give me Chig against a subpar Jags D with who is it? It's Mason Rudolph.
Rudolph, yeah.
Starting the red-nosed reindeer coming out.
No mayonnaise, man. I think Will Levis's time is done. Like, I literally feel like dude is.
They played earlier this season. It was supposed to be like a shutout because Jags allow the most fantasy points to a quarterback. They allow the most rushing yards to the running back. They allow the most everything. And the score was like 9-3 or some stupid shit. And I told you, Levis was banned from my lineups. Since then, my man is banned. They're bringing in the Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. And it's time. It's time to soar.
I mean, you could. It's like I would say Mason Rudolph. I give you a direct comparison. Obviously, he's a little bit taller, but Mason Rudolph is like if you took Baker Mayfield and Jameis Winston and shoved them together into someone that will wing it no matter what.
Yeah, give me that.
Go into double coverage. I don't give a shit. 5,000. Why not? Why not?
Probably stacking that game tomorrow. I'm gonna keep it real. Low over under because last time they played it was shit, but give me Mason for the. I want him to show up. Damn, I can't even think of his name, dude. Like dude did for the Dolphins. He came into the post conference with his shirt open, the gold.
Oh, like Fitzpatrick, Ryan.
Yep, Fitzmagic. That's it right there. He showed up, jewelry everywhere, hair slicked back, had the suit on, came out stunned. And every game after that, shit. I just need you to do good tomorrow. That's it. Post-conference interview looking like a G. That's it.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, that stack with give me fucking Nick Westbrook Akine one more time, baby. One more time.
Yeah, that'd be
that
good
dude
too.
has the most. He literally has almost the most touchdowns of any receiver this season. But he has like 10 catches and 9 touchdowns or some shit like that.
The only time he catches the ball is a touchdown.
Yeah.
I was like,
I would love that.
Williams
I would
when he was
love
on
that.
Detroit. He just came in, took the touchdown, most touchdowns in the league, but like 20 rush yards. Was it.
Just needing them for the goal line.
Yep.
He has 25 receptions and 9 touchdowns.
Of course, I think the guy had BTJ, and I do like that because they're going to force feed him the ball tomorrow. But sneak back on the other side. Watch out for Calvin Ridley because that is sort of a revenge game. I'm sure they'll throw him at least 1 or 2 bombs tomorrow. If he does catch one of those, it might end up being a bigger game for him. So it could be a sneaky little receiver to get different.
Imagine
Jags matchup, but yep.
Imagine a 4 stack to win the Millie, dude. Mason, Westbrook, Calvin, and Chig. Bring back BTJ, fill in the blanks, takes home the Millie. They
get different.
Yeah, they just feast. Who's running 4 Tennessee players? I can tell you right now, not gonna be me.
Tennessee fan.
Tennessee fan.
Maybe not even them, dude. They're like, man, fuck this. Mason Rudolph, we're done. I'm not playing anybody. Tajay Spears tomorrow. There's no Pollard. They can run 5 Tennessee players tomorrow. To be honest, if you're 150 maxing, I would make sure you have exposure to all of them. Because the Jags allow second most fantasy points to the running back. That's your man, Tajay Spears.
He's Someone made a joke. I saw. It's like we've gotten to this part of the season where it's like it needs to be like you need to see like Britney. We need to see the Spears. We need nothing but the Spears, like nothing but Spears. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I get make the Britney Spears jokes, but yeah, we're going crazy because we're getting crazy Spears or something like that. So you got
Tennessee.
to. I mean, we're gonna get crazy shit for the next 2 weeks. I mean, this week, the rest of this week, and then all of next week, we're gonna get crazy stuff, especially because we're gonna it's like what Phil's his mad scientist type shit, like, oh, we're playing players for trades and all this kind of shit. Now we're just playing players to see who we got. We're out of playoffs. We're just playing guys to see what we got left.
Yep.
Bringing in the next season if we want to cut this guy or keep him around or
that's exactly it.
So
exactly.
I feel like it kind of can even out for people that so much not for the Sharks, you know, like the Sharks may not be swimming in the water as much because they don't really even know who's going to go off unless they got an inside guy or they got the team's gold card that they actually work for and they're just.
Yeah, Gerald had one of those, dude. It's weird. It was silver though, titanium card.
I was talking about a
and we just get the line.
I was talking about I was throwing in a mitt reference. I got the team's card so I can just put my 22 mil out there and hope to God that person that BTJ is going to go off because I work for the Jags and I know that we're going to throw him every fucking pass.
He's the only one to catch the pass.
Yes. What about Parker Washington? I mean, that dude, I feel like he's the only other one that y'all throw the ball to at this point. I went Britton Strange last week.
Did he have a touchdown last week or something like
Britton
that?
Strange is starting to come along a little bit. He's had a couple okay performances. I don't want to, you know.
I feel like Parker Strange.
It's hard sometimes with Mac Jones. He just is. It's hard to kind of really know where he's going with the ball sometimes.
Dude, BTJ's the highest owned wide receiver tomorrow.
Yeah,
what the fuck? So people looking at what I'm looking at. Maybe you just don't bring back. Just say the Jags because Mac Jones is horrible and had 7 fantasy points last week. But I think Parker Washington
6 for 6 for 54 last week.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I'd rather play him. That's leverage off BTJ. He's only 2% owned.
I mean, against Houston, Parker Washington when Mac Jones went 6 for 12 and a tutty for 103 yards.
So give me Parker Washington as the bring back. I'm gonna put that on my little note sheet.
What about Brenton Strange, like you said, Brad? Like, I mean, he's the official number one now. That against Brenton Strange against the Jets, 11 for 12 for 73, and then he's done pretty much nothing any other time except for against Indianapolis. So he's a definition.
He's also hasn't gotten a chance to like do anything, I guess, because the way their system works, it only seems to kind of really cater to the one kind of starting tight end, and so that was Evan Ingram. So I think they're trying to see what they got in him. So again, that's why I think this matchup against the Titans, they might actually kind of lend a little bit more towards the 5 to 6, 7 targets at least.
Yeah. That's
we went off a tangent there. It was a game we weren't going to talk about.
I mean, we don't. I mean, like we literally
gave it to the people.
Don't really have much. I mean, all these
games.
We gave it to the people.
Any love on the side? Any love to any Colts players tomorrow, Phil? With them playing the Giants, I mean, they have a 24.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe.
Boofy says you could go on a remake of Jersey Shore, Phil.
I like that.
I don't know who you are, Boofy, but that's a funny.
That is awesome. Benny?
That is awesome. No, that is awesome.
Pauly,
situation.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I was watching it yesterday. My girl loves Jersey Shore, and she's watching the new season.
I love it.
Is that? I didn't know that show was even still around. Like I remember we used to run
They
around.
do like friend vacations now, and they film it. They don't go to like the Jersey Shore anymore. Like they do like friend vacations, and they end up being like season long off of
I mean, like I remember when we were in law school, it actually was kind of like GTL. It was gym, tan. Instead of laundry, the L was law school. Gym, tan, and law school.
Yeah.
Gym, tan, and law school.
That's what it was. We weren't going to a tanning bed. We're just going out to the beach because it's Florida.
Yeah. Yep. Gym tan in law school. So, but yeah, no, I was saying like, you don't have any love for like Anthony Richardson or Josh Downs or anybody like
Anthony
that.
Richardson, I think, was just like the Millie winner. I think he just popped off. So I can't discredit him, but I wasn't looking at him or that game. I wonder why.
Oh, Joe Flacco is starting?
Yeah. Richardson's hurt.
Oh, well, there you go.
Back.
Maybe that's why I wasn't looking at it.
Maybe that's why that Pittman Love is coming back. If there's Pittman Love, it will be coming back now because it seems like that was when he was doing his best work was with Flacco.
Bro,
I was going to say, if anybody, I like
Pittman. Flacco because of that.
Yeah, why I like Pittman. Let me see something real quick.
Yep. Josh Downs could have a good game as well. I agree, Jerry.
Bagshaw.
He scored, and this is probably not PPR, but he scored 12.5 fantasy points in 3 of his 4 games with Flacco under center. So, yeah. So, probably his best games were with Flacco under center.
Mm-hmm.
The issue or the question is how much is he going to be? Because they still got Pittman priced up like he's Pittman last year. And that's the issue. Okay, he's a good price. He's 4,700. He fits exactly his performance. He gets you 12 to 15 tomorrow. That's tournament winning.
Let me see what Joe Flacco, when did he play? So he played week 4, 5, 6, 8. So, okay, so week 4, Michael Pittman has 17.3 with Joe Flacco. Week 5, he had 14.7 with Joe Flacco. In week 6, he had 12.5 with Joe Flacco. And then in week 8, he only had 2.6.
So it's probably the average is what I read is 12.5.
And then week 10, Joe Flacco, Michael Pittman did not play that week. So, yeah. That's not bad. I mean, he's
allowed the 9th most fantasy points to the quarterback, so that might boost Flacco.
Mm-hmm. Their pass defense is okay. Their run defense is what sucks, and that scares me for Jonathan Taylor. But I don't feel like, for my own sake, don't need another Jonathan Taylor 40-point performance like he had.
Yeah, it broke the slate last week or the week before.
That was last week.
218 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Literally, the person that I'm playing this week had Jalen Waddle not even playing and still won their matchup last week because they had Jonathan Taylor with 40 points. So, yes. Which Jonathan Taylor is not even, I mean, he's 20% owned, and that's expected in this slate. But Jonathan Taylor is it because he's the 3rd most expensive?
New York's given up the 5th most fantasy points to the running back. So, and they've allowed a top 10 fantasy running back in 5 of the past 6 weeks. So that could be.
I like Tyrone Tracy in that matchup as well because dude called a pass last week. He runs the ball a lot. I didn't know. I knew he came in the season. I did not know that Tyrone Tracy was a wide receiver converted into a running back. I did not know that. So he is like
he's got. Is he tall?
He's potential of Tony
Full
G
running back, I believe.
2.0. So, I mean,
Drew Lock,
5'11". He's 5'11". I mean, it's pretty tough. I would say a mid-size for a running back.
I guess Drew Lock likes to pass to the running back, so that might boost him too.
Yeah. Jerry says he needs a big defensive day from the Raiders.
Oh, they're playing my Saints, I think.
Yeah, they are. They're going to get it.
For what it's worth, I think that game's going to be a defensive game.
It would be nice if they had Max Crosby, though. I feel more confident in saying that. But with him being out, it kind of makes it harder a little bit on the Raiders defense. But
Spencer Rattler's going to throw a fucking interception or turn the ball over regardless. It doesn't really matter.
Like it, big six somewhere.
I had lofty expectations for that dweeb, and that didn't pan out either, dude. Just another one in the bin. He is the quintessential Lincoln Riley failure that just in the bin, man. Get in the bin. I don't know, dude. I don't. Maybe it's the Saints themselves. They're just cursed right now. They're cursed for quarterback play. In like quarterback purgatory. They're going to be like Denver was until they got Bo Nix, like in quarterback purgatory after you have a Hall of Famer, top 3 quarterback of all time.
I don't think there's any Kamara in this game either.
No.
Yeah, no Kamara, no Taysom Hill, no Olave, no Carr.
I went Kendre Miller last week, and he didn't do shit for me either. So
no.
I mean, Juwan Johnson, Foster Moreau is probably the only plays that you even look at because Rattler only ever throws at a tight end when he's getting smurfed.
Don't worry, dude. It'll be the week that Rattler puts up 40 fantasy points when no one plays him. He's just out there styling, and everybody's like, what the fuck is this?
And he plays enough to keep his job next season?
Yeah. Yeah, he's running and throwing and being 18 for 18 and 295 yards, and you're like, wait, what just happened?
The fact that Olave is even just questionable and they don't just put an O and say, dude, you're done for the season is insanity at its best. I'm like, dude, why would you even risk the best receiver on your team getting hurt worse and you're done? Like that's
for you.
That scares me, Jerry. I would have never done that myself. But hey, that's ballsy plays that gets you into the playoffs, and that's what wins shit. Ballsy plays like that. So
I guess Rattler versus Drake May was playing all right the last couple of weeks. So
I actually started Drake May today in $100 single entry. So
I could understand the logic.
I understand that play as well.
Yeah.
The running potential of Drake May is what would shy away from that, because they've kind of with that little just wiggle that he's got. So, but yeah, I know we've kind of been all over the place a little bit. I mean, if
try to give a little bit extra.
Yeah. Anybody got
That's
questions?
It.
We kind of did talk pretty much about Jabel's question, but in particular, I don't dislike any of those. Like at all. I like them all.
He wants Mike Evans in there, though, he said.
I mean, this is like this is cash. So if he wants to get Mike Evans in there, you gotta pull back on like.
I'd pull back on Saquon.
You gotta move Bucky. I mean, you gotta move.
Does the Eagles have to win this game?
They need to stay the number 2 seed. Yeah, they still have potential to get the number 1, but they need the Lions to lose, and they need the Vikings.
No, they don't. In their mind, they're probably like, we don't have to win this game. And Hurts isn't playing, which is probably why he played Saquon. But you could save a lot of money not playing Saquon here. And
Saquon is trying to go for history with so I think maybe that's what Jables is seeing. And so no Pickett. I mean, excuse me, no Hurts.
No Hurts.
Plus trying to break the Eric Dickerson's record.
How much does he need to beat the record?
268.
He needs 134 in next 2 games to get that record.
If I was
you gotta get it. You gotta get it in 16.
Think about it, dude. Because
to me, you gotta get it.
He's gonna get injured before playoffs trying for this shit.
That's true.
Look what he has to do to accomplish it. Who do they play next? Dallas is a good matchup for Saquon, but lately Dallas has been pretty good against the run in their last couple games.
And they're gonna key on probably Saquon with
They are because there's no Hurts.
Yeah.
So
the Eagles get Dallas this week, and then they get the Giants next week.
I mean, he's got 2 matchups.
Both of these are home games,
dude. But to be honest, if you're trying to get Mike Evans, you have to remove Saquon and possibly Bowers. I don't like your double tight end in cash, even though I like both of those tight ends. I don't like 2 tight ends in cash. You got to change something somewhere.
I mean, Saquon is the highest. No, he's not the highest owned. Bucky's the highest owned. So he's got him. Your Tyjae Spears play is second highest owned second highest owned running back on the slate. Tyjae Spears.
Wow.
Saquon's the 3rd. You got Devon Achane. The Dolphins are actually still playing to keep the playoffs alive. Achane's down here at 22%, so that's a cash type play. He's still
earlier, expensive though. How much is Saquon? That might not be much of a savings.
Saquon's 86. Devon Achane is 77, so $900.
I'd rather play Tajay, 5,400, and he's higher owned. So it's in cash, so that's the safer spot and more value than Saquon.
He's gonna get all the touches.
And then you could swap out McMillan for Evans with that. Probably it'd probably cut you enough slack.
I mean, that's 23, right? No.
How much is
32? So that's 32. Oh yeah, that's definitely enough to come up off of McMillan. I mean,
and probably enough to get you off a Chig as your flex.
30.
Or
No,
maybe-
it's actually because Mike Evans is 75. So that's 29 to get Mike Evans. And then what I say 32. So you have 300 to play with.
Okay, how much is Chig? I think he could get off a Chig playing Tajay.
Chig is 36, so you can get somebody that's 39. 39. There's not a good.
Dontavian Wicks is oh damn, he's in the
Wicks
lineup
already in
already.
the yeah.
Trey Tucker for the Raiders is 38.
Chig.
I like Chig better than Trey Tucker though. Maybe you keep the double tight end.
Because there's a lot of tight ends that are high owned tomorrow. Because that's all that these teams have left to throw to. That's not like the top.
Who's Colts D?
I like the Colts D against the Giants.
Man, how much is the Raiders D or the Saints D? Raiders are 2,600. Dude, see, you can save some money there, and they're high owned. Colts D is 4th highest owned, so not bad, but 3,500. You could save another 900 going Raiders. Then you could upgrade Chig to Josh Downs.
Yeah, who's 14%. That's nice.
Yeah, it's probably
Because you just went off McMillan.
Yeah, now you have Evans and Josh Downs and Raiders D.
That's
and
pretty.
Tajay Spears instead of Saquon.
That's a good flip on that one. So
Jordan Addison or Devontae Adams in a PPR. Also wrote the Eagles defense.
In the flex spot. Okay, so Mark, can you give us the rest of your lineup? Because Devontae Adams has potential to go off, and Jordan Addison is a great play. So I really want to know what other wide receivers you have that you're trying to get in there.
Quarterback also.
And probably Colts defense.
I'm playing the Colts defense to get into the finals.
Devontae Adams is dealing with a hip issue, which bothers me when trying to kind of work in and out of breaks, etc., to run routes. Whereas Jordan Addison, I don't believe is carrying any sort of designation. So, and that matchup against the Packers could be friendly if you kind of want to go against the Justin Jefferson play.
I think I go Devontae Adams here.
Who's your quarterback, Mark? And which one of those, Addison or Devontae Adams, will hurt your opponent worse? I flip Saquon for Spears and upgraded to Evans. Okay, I need.
How much money you have left over, Jables? Is it 300, like Cody said?
Was it Colts versus
Colts? Oh, you're gonna run Josh Allen out, dude? Do you have another quarterback?
Josh Allen as his QB. He needs them points, man.
Oh, Josh Allen is.
Yeah, Jable says
so much fear that they bench him, man, or pull him after like the first quarter or the first half.
It's scary. I mean, I know you don't want to play the guy that's could be essentially the first quarterback in history that is the consensus number one overall fantasy pick next season. If it's not Lamar Jackson, who is very possible as well, could be a annual draft projection as number one player. But
back to you real quick, Jables. I don't know if this persuades you or not, but in 5 games with Flacco, Josh Downs has scored at least 12 PPR fantasy points in every game, including over 15.5 in 3 of those contests.
Mark says he has Jared Goff as his other quarterback. It's a stack with Amon-Ra in a game that he needs to win.
I would play Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's tough because usually I pick Allen over Goff, but I'm worried that they pull him.
Man, I still like, for your sake, if you play Devontae Adams, Josh Allen, you hope Josh Allen stays in because you need Devontae to keep going. Jordan Addison is in a game that they need to win. It's just scary. It's really scary. So I like the stack with Amon-Ra and Jared Goff, but Josh Allen is the number 5 or 6 fantasy player in football right now, if not the number 3, I think. Number 2, my bad. But he's 50 off. He's 50 off Lamar, so he's got nowhere to go. I'm just, like Phil says, I'm afraid of him. I'm afraid of him for multiple reasons, for you and for me. So, I don't really think you go wrong, Jordan Addison or Devontae, to be honest. Like, whichever one your gut tells you tomorrow when it's time to go, that's one you need to go with. So go with
watch the injury designation on.
Yeah, because Devontae's got that hip. Like, he might.
It may
says he's good to go.
Itself.
So. Okay, so Jerry says Jaden Reed or McMillan.
Oh man.
McMillan's probably the safer play.
Yeah.
Jaden Reed's got the higher ceiling.
Yeah.
McMillan has scored in what? At least 2 games.
Yeah, but he's the safer play. He's gonna get you 10 points.
Yep.
Jaden Reed can get you 0, but he can also get you 36.
Agreed.
It's like, how much can you leverage?
McMillan has 21.9 points, 18.5, and 16.7. And the 2 of those, he's coming off of 7, 6, and 7.
Wings, bro. Wings. Fuck it. Run all 3, dude. Run all 3. There's no choice. This ain't DFS. Run all 3.
You can.
Pepperoni pizza rolls, wings, and spinach artichoke dip. Run all 3.
Yeah, I think McMillan's your safe play. Jaden Reed is balls to the wall if you need to win. The good thing about them both is, and if this is, I hope this is not DFS because that kind of kills my whole thought process here. But the good thing about both of them is, I actually thought the Bucks game was in the afternoon. It's not. Fuck. Like I said, I thought both of them there's only 2 afternoon games. There's only two afternoon games. Shit. I originally thought it was in the afternoon. I was gonna say you could wait to the last minute and just swap them out. But
my superstition tells me
that the Vikings in the Packers game might be the bust.
Might be a bust. Might be a bust, boys. That's my superstition. It was incorrect, like last week or the week before, though, with Josh Allen against somebody. I know that.
Jerry says Goff and Mayfield everywhere.
Golf. Is that?
I mean, it's nighttime game against
FanDuel.
It's in San Francisco. So San Francisco has nothing to play for but to spoil it, the number 1 seed for the Lions. So
give me the Tennessee game tomorrow for all the marbles.
It's 2 night games tomorrow.
Give me Mason Rudolph, Bryce Young, and Baker Mayfield if I'm running 150, I'm choosing those 3 as my quarterbacks.
Oh no, Detroit and San Francisco's Monday night. My bad. Tomorrow night is Washington and Atlanta. So golf is in play for Monday.
Can Washington get in?
Washington, yes, they need a win.
Yeah.
They're in in the final spot right now, so they need a win to stay in the playoffs.
All right.
I don't believe they've clutched it yet. Yeah, they need a win. They have 10 wins, so they have not clinched as of yet, which is weird because if the Rams win, they'll have 10 wins. Seattle can still stay alive because they got that win last night. So Washington had everything to play for. Which defense is worse with wide receivers between the Packers and the Bills? Packers have no Jair Alexander.
Do not play Packers.
I'd play the Bills just because they have.
And the Jets suck on offense. They're scoring
It's
like
a possibility that it's a possibility that the Bills kind of wrap up the Jets a little bit more than I could see that Packers and the Packers and the Vikings game going. I would take the Bills over the Packers.
It's just that if you're looking at it from DFS perspective, it's a little more expensive. So Mark says if it helps with what wide receiver I start. Oh, well, I mean, you're gonna if you could beat up on that defense, that's always great. If your opponent has the Packers defense, you want to run Jordan Addison against that defense. You know,
double whammy. Yep. Addison scores, you get points, and he loses points. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's always what I look at, like, because you're gonna get hurt. Well, I mean, it's gonna hurt you. You're not gonna get hurt for your wide receiver's not gonna go down if their defense goes up. But if your wide receiver goes up, their defense always gonna go down. So they had the Chargers defense.
They did pretty good.
Yeah, they did.
Not from New York.
Not even close.
I'm from Maryland, so not too far, but I don't live there anymore.
They live in Florida, and I'm in Texas, so
Duval.
Yeah, I'm a Houston fan.
It's funny. I went to the Saints game yelling "Who dat?" and they thought I was yelling Duval. I had people chanting Duval, and I'm like, "That's not what I'm saying."
Yeah. No, Jables, we are not from New York. Surprised that you think that you say that because everybody says I have like the most Southern accent ever. So I think it's when I get on a call that it sounds different. Duval, Jables says Duval, let's go.
In the building, representing.
Yeah. So now we all lived in Jax together at one point. So, but no, like. I mean, this Rams and Arizona game is 0-0 with 12 minutes left in the second quarter. So.
Oh, I love to see that, dude. When I have Kyron and Cooper Cup in my $100.
I'm sure a lot of people have Kyron and Cooper right now. What is going on?
Times I've played Cooper.
This is the thing. I paused my game to be here. Okay, I paused my game to be here.
Oh man!
But good luck to everyone in the championship games. If you got any or needing some last minute advice, don't be afraid to shoot it over tomorrow. I hope everyone gets that W. Please send us some W pictures or screenshots or videos. If you do win the championship, man, we'd love to see that. Shoot it over to our social media platforms.
I posted it all. The link tree is in the chat. So if go in there and grab it, and it will end up also be uploaded onto YouTube after the show. I'll end up putting it in there. It's just hard to do it on the front end sometimes. But yeah, we're on all social media platforms, even the Blue Sky. I just started us a Blue Sky. So if you're into that, we're there too. So all the socials, and we just want to know that you guys won. We're not here to make anything. All we want is you guys to win. So that's what we're here for. So, and obviously we don't stop. Obviously, season long will be done after next week, but we'll still be here doing DFS and mainly just shooting the shit and talking ball kind of at this point, because we got to the part of the season where it's like we're just here to have fun at this point. So we appreciate everybody hanging in there. Shout out to Mark, Jables, and Jerry, new guys, and Boofy over here. We have never seen you in the chat before, so appreciate y'all hopping in.
He still didn't let me know which Jersey Shore member I am. So
yeah. Boofy says I'm in and I'm out, right? So that's what he did. So, but yeah, we appreciate
all y'all coming in and commenting.
And then we do giveaways from time to time, and we also offer merch, so shirts. And he said Pauly D. Oh, what's up, Tip? Tip in there. Tip in. What's up, Tip?
What up, man?
How did your fantasy season pan out, Tip? Are you done? Did you win the championship?
I think Tip said before I thought Tip said he did. No, it wasn't Tip. It was
KC. KC said he was out. So
he was out, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Tip. I know Tip's always in there. I know that he was saying that season may not be over yet or something like that. I saw it on Twitter, but I wasn't sure how his season panned out. So thanks, Jerry.
Thank
appreciate
you, Jerry.
it, buddy.
Really appreciate
it.
Very appreciate
it. We appreciate all the love. So, but
all right,
y'all,
everybody.
we want to just tell everybody. I know you didn't ask, but in my championship, yeah, Jables. Oh, hey, it's great to know that. I mean, hopefully you
going for bag to bag. They want it back.
You got enough.
That's my jam.
They want it back to back.
Yo,
he needs a huge game.
Let us know. What are we doing here? Wednesday next week?
Oh, we probably won't, because it's New Year's Eve, so we won't be back until the following Saturday.
Let us know
New Year.
how you do, Jables. Come back.
So yeah, we usually do Wednesday shows to talk about Thursday, but because of the holidays stacked back to back, this time we won't be around. But just so everybody knows, have a happy New Year, and we will see y'all in 2025. So we appreciate it, Jables.
And safe
Tip.
New Year.
Good luck, Tip. I know you got all of it up here, so it's all games to you. So we appreciate it, and like I said, we will see y'all in 2025. Peace.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday.